I am going to talk about is a subject that I do not like to talk about, but it's about Casey Anthony acquitted of killing daughter bored out of her mind by pointless and aimless life source. Cannot stand this woman. Just 2 months after Casey Anthony spoke out for the first time since her 2011 acquittal, she's living in a more secluded life than ever, multiple sources tell people. There were a lot of people who assumed that she'd someday make big money on her first interview, says a source who worked with her legal team, and then she gave it away to the Associated Press. So there are all these people who thought that they were going to be part of it when she made the money. And then Casey went behind their backs and gave an interview for free. But that's just classic Casey. The source continues. She does what she wants, and everyone else just has to deal with it. The end result: Anthony, now 31, has a very small circle of friends, and many members of her legal team who had remained in contact with her have moved on. It has been 6 years since jury selection began in the famous trial in which Anthony was acquitted of the death of her 2-year-old daughter Kaylee. The allegations against her were terrifying. Anthony, then in her early 20s, was accused of killing Kaylee with chloroform duct tape in her mouth and throwing her body in a wounded area near her home. But a jury acquitted her of all charges except for lying to police officers. Anthony living with private investigators. After Anthony was released from jail, she went into hiding, only surfacing occasionally. In 2012, she moved in with a pastor and his wife, but moved out after her location was leaked to the media. From there, she moved in with her private investigator, Pat McKenna, who has given her some work as an investigator. She continues to live with McKenna, sources tell People. When money gets tight, multiple sources say that Anthony poses for photos that are sold to tabloids and gossip websites. There are days that she's bored out of her mind, says a second source who is in contact with Anthony. There's nothing really to do. She doesn't have a huge circle of friends, and the friends she has are all employed elsewhere. So she doesn't see them 24/7. She binge watches TV plays around on the internet and doesn't do much more than that. Frankly, it's all pointless and aimless. Anthony's mother rushed to the hospital. Anthony's parents, George and Cindy, are divided on her guilt or innocence. Cindy believes that Casey didn't kill Kaylee. The two women keep in touch. Anthony, believes she's guilty. George, who has steadfastly denied Casey's in court allegations that he molested her, has no relationship with his daughter. That is so gross. Last week, Casey's mother, Cindy, was rushed to the hospital. People confirmed by all accounts the renewed severity in the Anthony case has been hard on George and Cindy Anthony, who has issued a statement through the attorney Mark Lipman in March. George who has continued to try and move forward from this tragedy and who was vindicated on multiple occasions, is once again forced to relive the hints, rumors, lies, and allegations that are being made by Casey Anthony. Her parents said in the statement, he has specifically stated that his heart hurts even more now. But Casey Anthony no longer seems worried about her reputation. I don't give a shit about what anyone thinks about me. I never will, she thought the Associated Press in March. I'm okay with myself. I sleep pretty good at night. You know what my opinion is? My opinion is that she killed her daughter. Cold-blooded. Nobody knew this. She is a monster. Having a 2-year-old daughter. You have a 2-year daughter. She's the most beautiful girl in the whole wide world. You're a mother, and you kill your daughter. How pathetic. I have so much opinion on this. Like, why would a mother... I believe her dad. I believe that her dad, because he says that she is guilty. She's not guilty. She's not innocent. She is guilty. Guilty. You know what? She sleeps fine at night. Who cares? Everybody hates you, Casey Anthony. Everybody does. They don't care about you. They think you're a murderer for killing your own daughter, flesh and blood. And to be honest, I don't even know who the father is of this Kaylee. I feel so bad. It's been 6 years. 6 years since Haley has passed away from her mother, and nobody is trying to find evidence. It's really stressful because this poor girl died for nothing. This daughter was the daughter of Casey Anthony. It's really hard. It's really hard to read this because Casey Anthony does not deserve to have I mean, she doesn't do anything. She slept with her lawyer, for starters. Why would you sleep with your lawyer? You're sleeping with your lawyer just to get him on your side, which doesn't make any sense. But you know what, Casey Anthony? You can go to hell. Thanks, guys.